In today's world, is it necessary to have a broad vision about the business, not for middle position, for high position in agency?
I think that it is definitely important to have an overall understanding of how companies are run, not only in your own company, but globally. I mean, things change so fast.
Exactly.
And you need to understand that might impact you tomorrow. And so I listen to National Public Radio all the time, and I try to pick up books when I'm traveling, and just try to keep abreast of what's going on, because I always feel like I don't know enough. So I'm a continuous learner.
This is an industry, oil and gas. This is an industry in which most of the agency top management in the first level, in the high level, have been filled by men. Is this trend changing in the world?
Yeah, I think it is. And I think for a couple of different reasons.
Okay.
One reason, when I graduated from college, from the university, there were 5 women in my class, so not very many. When I started working at my first job as an intern, I was one of 3 women in a chemical plant that had 500 men. That was really, I had to watch everything I did because they were watching, and there wasn't much chance for me to stand out or do anything because there were so many men that I was competing with. After my graduation, I see that there's more women in chemical engineering, and when I train universities on process safety, sometimes I'll see up to 50% women in the class. Yeah.
Okay.
That's not everywhere, but women are getting more into chemical engineering, and as they come into the workforce and they come up and get promoted, then there's going to be more of them that are available to be considered for those higher jobs. That's the first thing. The second thing is companies over the last 10 years, maybe some 20 years, that have been more forward thinking, have been looking at women in the workforce and look at what they can do and are more accepting. So I'm seeing boards of directors, I'm seeing chairmen of the board that are women, and they are deserving professionals. It's not whether it's a woman or a man, it's that they deserve that. Now, I've been very fortunate in my career because I've gone from an engineer to a manager to a director of operations in the plant, to come back and work in the legal department, and then be an HSE and security director. And I feel like I've gotten those based on merit, and not because I was a woman, because there were some other jobs that I didn't.
You see that's now based on merit.
Based on merit. No, for me, when I got those, I think it was based on merit because I had to work very hard.
But what do you see?
But I see now that they are
in different regions.
Now, in different regions, it's a little bit different.
Okay.
Because the base culture of the region is different on how they look at women.
Sure.
And for example, in Japan, in China, I don't see very many women at the upper levels. In the United States and Europe, I do.
We were together in last Global Summit in Japan last year, and there were not so much women.
There weren't very many. That's right. There weren't very many women. And so I think they are a little behind some of the other countries simply because their culture has evolved differently. But I would like to think in the work that I've done, while there have been times where there's been some prejudice against women or not thinking that women could do that, what I found, and I think this is important for any woman that's listening to this, is I had to prove myself each time. And it was tough. And I had to show them that I understood, that I was competent, that I was capable, that I was really the right one for that position. But once I did that, and the people, men and women, knew that I could do the job and that I was competent and that I was capable and that I was driven,
Now
I didn't see the problems.
Now your position is it's an example. I
Yes.
imagine for your colleagues.